Throughout human history, countless individuals have left profound marks on culture, philosophy, and religion, but few figures have had as lasting and widespread an impact as Jesus of Nazareth. Assuming he truly lived, Jesus must be regarded as one of the most influential individuals in human history. He's a central figure in Christianity, Islam, and the Baha'i faith, and is revered in various ways across cultures and religions. Yet, despite his importance, Jesus remains an elusive figure. People across traditions, and even within scholarly circles, hold vastly different opinions about who he was, if he existed, and what he stood for. These diverging views range from divine Son of God to enlightened teacher to metaphor, myth, or even mushroom. The primary challenge in assessing Jesus' historical existence lies in the sources. Scholars use specific criteria to assess the reliability of historical accounts: physical evidence, eyewitness testimony, and proximity in time to the events described. Unsurprisingly, no direct material evidence from Jesus himself, like writings, belongings, or remains, exists today. The earliest Christian sources come from the New Testament. Though these texts are religious in nature and likely biased, they provide valuable historical insights. The earliest of these writings are the letters of Paul, written around 50 AD, roughly 20 years after Jesus' death. While Paul never met Jesus, he interacted with people who had, like James and Peter. The Gospels, Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John, were written between 70 and 100 AD. Though not written by eyewitnesses, they depict Jesus as a real man who lived and preached in first-century Palestine. Importantly, Jesus is also mentioned in non-Christian sources. The Jewish historian Josephus, writing around 93 AD, refers to James, the brother of Jesus, who was called the Christ. A more controversial passage known as the Testimonium Flavianum likely contains later Christian edits, but may still preserve a historical core referencing Jesus as a wise teacher executed by Pilate. The Roman historian Tacitus, writing in 115 AD, also mentions that Christ was executed under Pontius Pilate during the reign of Tiberius. These references, though brief, are considered strong evidence by most historians that Jesus was a real historical figure. Based on the evidence, most scholars agree on several core points. Jesus was a Jewish man born in first-century Palestine, possibly around 4 BC. He preached a message centered on the kingdom of God. He attracted a following among fellow Jews. He caused tensions with authorities, leading to his crucifixion by the Romans under Pilate, and his followers soon after believed he had risen from the dead. Beyond these basic facts, much is uncertain. Early Christianity was not a unified movement. Rather than branching off from a single orthodoxy, early Christian groups had widely varying beliefs. It was only centuries later that an official doctrine emerged. The so-called Gnostic texts, found at Nag Hammadi in 1945, offer a glimpse into alternative early interpretations, emphasizing divine knowledge, or gnosis, over the crucifixion. Scholars such as Bart Ehrman argue that the belief in Jesus' divinity developed over time, shaped by Greek philosophical and religious ideas. In Islam and the Baha'i faith, Jesus is viewed as a prophet, respected but human. The Quran, written 600 years after Jesus' time, denies his divinity and the idea of his crucifixion. From a historical perspective, such later sources carry less weight than earlier ones, though they reflect how the figure of Jesus continued to evolve in significance. Ultimately, despite the lack of direct evidence, most historians agree that Jesus of Nazareth was a real person. The best supported picture is that of a Jewish apocalyptic prophet who preached in Galilee, clashed with religious authorities, and was crucified by the Romans. His legacy, however, was shaped by generations of followers, leading to diverse and often conflicting portrayals that still fuel debate today. While the historical Jesus remains partly hidden by time and theology, the quest to understand him continues to fascinate scholars and believers alike. If you found this exploration valuable, don't forget to like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more deep dives into history, belief, and the stories that shape us. Thanks for watching.